Hey, hello friends. Welcome to my channel SAP SD and ABAP League Support. One of our friend requested to publish video about the tables relevant to availability check and transfer of requirement. So I'm not going to discuss detail about this availability check and transfer requirement. I will basically discuss about the tables and the important fields that we should remember on this availability check and transfer of requirement. Now let's get started. Let me go to the path SPRO, then SAP reference IMG, and we see here sales and distribution, then basic functions. Under basic functions, we have availability check and transfer of requirements. Click this one. First, let's check the availability check. In availability check, we are going to discuss about that ATP only, not the product allocation and rule based availability check. So we'll discuss about availability check with ATP logic. Click this drop down, and you see here we have some config here. Let's check the config one by one. So in the first one is that define checking groups. So in this T code, we can define or create a new available check groups, and how we should behave in case of an order, in case of delivery, or should we block the quantity request. And if we enable no check means that material is not relevant for availability check, right? So these information will be stored in the table TMVF. Let me show you that TMVF. So in TMVF table, we can see all the configs that has been maintained in this config. We can see in the database table TMVF. We see here availability check and total sales requirement, total delivery requirements, and no availability check. We can see everything here. And the important field that we should remember here is that MTVFP. So this field available in both VBAP and LIPS. Let me show you that VBAP. So in VBAP, if I search MTVFP, you can see this data, right? And if I go to LIPS delivery item table, there also I can see MTVFP. In everywhere VBAP and LIPS, one more table is there. This is material master plant data, that is MARC. In MARC also we see that MTVFP. So these many tables we can see that availability check will be transferred. So during creation of an order, it will be transferred from MARC to order, and during delivery creation of that referencing an order, that will be transferred from order to delivery, right? So same information we can see in VBAP, LIPS, and MARC. The field here is that availability check. One more important field that we should keep in our mind is that if you go to VBAP table, there is one field called SUMBD. So this is the requirement totals. So in the define check groups, we have two configs are here. One is total sales requirement and total delivery requirements. So total sales requirement will be stored in VBAP table. The field here is that SUMBD. And if I go to LIPS also, I can see the same field because we have one more column in the define check groups, that is total delivery requirements, right? So we have the requirement available for both order and delivery, That means we have this field available in both VBAP and LIPS. So in MER, so not this one. So in LIPS we have this SUMBD, and VBAP also we have this SUMBD field. And one more important field that we should remember in TMVF is that no check. This is the field. The field here is that VERPN in TMVF table. So no available check. So for any available check groups, if we maintain here as X, that means that item not relevant for availability check. So this is about the first config. The table is, let me note it down here also. So table is TMVF. The field is MTVFP. It's an availability check. And second field is SUMAU and SUMLF. So SUMAU is for total sales order requirement. SUMLF for total delivery requirement. And this is that VRPN. This is for no check. You see, SUMAU for total sales requirement and SUMLF for total delivery requirement. So this field available in MERC, VBAP, and LIPS. And so coming to SU, so this field VBAP, LIPS field is SUMBD. So most of the cases, the field will be same in across all the other database tables. In some cases, it will be different. You see here in TMVF table, the field here is SUMAU and SUMLF. Coming to VBAP LIPS, it's become SUMBD. But the intention of that field is same only. And coming to this MARC VBAP LIPS, this MTVF is same only. So there is no change in the field name here. Fine. So now let's check the next option that we have here. The next one here is that define material block for other users. This information will be stored in the database table TMVFP. Let me show you that TMVFP. So here we can see the this config table details will be stored in the table TMVFP. The availability check, initiator, right? Yeah. So this is the second table. So TMVFP. And next one is define checking groups default values. So here we are going to assign the availability check group with the combination of material type and plant. So it's a default value. So whenever we create a new material with the combination of the plant and a material group, so available check group, so material type and plant combination, then this will be the default available check group will be determined. But during save of a material, we can still change that. But by default, this will be determined as per this config. And this information we can see in TMVFU. So TMVFU. So here we can see that information. And here also we can say same thing MTVFP available check, right? So let me note down. So TMVFU. TMVFU. So this MTVFP available in this table also. Available check. Okay, the next, let's see the next one. Next one is that carry out control for availability check. The T code here is that OVZ9, right? OVZ9 is the T code and this is the path. So this information will be stored in the database table T441 T441V. Okay, if I double click here, I can see several options on which items that I can include during availability check. Right? So we have these options here: include purchase orders, purchase requisitions, reservations, sales requirements, something like this, and check without RLT. This is the important field. Check without RLT. Right? So this information we can see in T441V. So here also we have MTVFP available check and checking rule. This is one of the important field. Remember this checking rule, that is PRREG. Okay, let me note down this table. So that is OVZ9 T code, right? OVZ9 to carry out the available check. This is the T code, and here we have again the same field and checking rule PRREG. Okay, now let's see the second option. Next one is that define procedure by requirement class. So here we can enable for requirement class wise available check and requirement of transfer. So can we enable or disable can be done in this particular node. So requirement class wise we can enable available check group and requirement. So this information will be stored in T459K. T459K. You see here requirement class. And same information, the requirement class can be, we can see this information in one more table, that is LIPS. So BDR. So we can see requirement class in LIPS table also. So for this configuration, the table is T459K. Field is that BDAR, requirement class field. Now let's see the next option. The next one is that define procedure for each schedule line category. So here we are defining the default values in case of available check and requirement for schedule and category wise default values that we are going to propose. So this information will be stored obviously in the table TVEP. We know, right? TVEP is the schedule line category table. So here we can see that BDART requirement type. So we can see BDART requirement type here, and planning type PLART, and schedule line type. And coming to requirement assembly, here is that availability AT PPR and requirements BED SD. So here the table is TVEP. So here we have two important fields, that is ETT YP and TSTYV. Sorry, we have only one only. So ETT YP, and we have some other fields like planning type, requirement type, and all. Planning type, requirement type. Okay, now let's go ahead with the other node. Next one is that define procedure for each schedule delivery item category. Okay, so this information will be stored in the database table TVLP. So in this table we have the field called item category, that is PSTYV. So this item category PSTYV field available in almost all the tables VBRP, item tables only VBRP, VBAP, LIPS. So first note it down this one. So it's a TVLP. and here field is that PSTYV. So we can see this field in every table VBAP. So if I search PSTYV, I can see this one here, item category. And LIPS also I can see the same field PSTYV. In VBRP table also I can see the same thing PSTYV. And coming to item category table, that is TVAP. So here also I can see PSTYV. You see. So as a functional consultant, we should keep this table and important field names in our mind. It will be very helpful when we analyze any of the issues in the debug mode, or when we are drafting any FS functional specification. That time this tables field will be very handy for us to draft the FS and build the logic. So next see that checking rule for updating back orders. So in this configuration, we are assigning the checking rule for the back order processing plant wise. For which plant, which checking rule should be determined in case of back order scenarios. That we are specifying in this path only. The table which will be storing this information is that T399D. Let me show you that T399D. So here is the plant is that important field, and we see the plant, and we can see checking rule as well. Yeah, PWREG. You see here checking rule. So T399D. So important field here is that works. It's an so I have many fields, but I'm focusing only on the important fields. Okay, works is the plant field WRKS, and checking rule is that PRREG. The last option under available check is that define default settings. So, so this information will be stored in the sales area table, that is TVTA. TVTA. The TVTA table, we see the sales area information. And you can see here available check rule and fixed date and quantity. In the same the path also we can see the same field fixed date and quantity and available check rule. So TVTA will be holding those information. Okay, available check rule is that REV, FP, and coming to fixed rate and quantity, it is FIXMG. So this fixed rate quantity will be displayed in the schedule and category tab, schedule and data in that order item level. So this is about availability check, important tables and fields. Remember that I discussing only about the important fields only. The table contains several field, but we are focusing on the common field which will be used in other database table also. That means these fields are connected in other table also, in other transaction tables. Okay, so till this it's an available check only. Now let's focus on the transfer of requirement tables. Okay, the first one is that define requirement class. If I execute this one, so here I can configure different parameters for requirement class wise. If I double click here, I can see whether the available check will be carried out for this requirement class, or the MRP will be transferred to MRP. I mean the requirement should be transferred to MRP or not with help of this requirement transfer field. Like this, we have several important fields are here in the requirement class. So this information will be stored in the database table T4 T459K. T459K. You see here T459K. I think we have discussed about this table in the availability check level also. For this node define procedure by requirement class. So here also we are using the same table T459K. So in the requirement class table, we have important fields are BDAR. So this BDAR available only in the LIPS table only. And there is one more field here, that is BEDSD. It's requirement type. So it's requirement type. The field here is that BEDSD. BEDSD T459K. And one more table that we should keep in our mind is that T459Y. It is a text table, the language table, the description table for this requirement classes. So language wise, we can see list of requirement classes with description. Okay. So remember T459K and the T459Y. So here also have the field called BDAR. The next, the node that we are going to discuss is that define requirement types. So in the first node, we have defined requirement class. Now the requirement class should be assigned to the requirement type. So this information will be stored in the database table T459A. Let me show you that T459A. So here we have both requirement type and requirement class. And this requirement type will be available in which table? VBAP table also. VBAP. If I search BEDAE, I can see this one. So we should remember one thing here is that requirement type will be in a VBAP table and requirement class in LIPS table only. We can't see both the fields in the same table VBAP and LIPS. Requirement type in VBAP, requirement class in LIPS table. Okay, so it's a T459A. T459A. So important fields are BEDAR, BEDAE. Okay, the next one is the determination of requirement type using transaction. So in this type, we are deciding requirement type should be determined based on which combination. Okay, so here we can decide how the requirement type should be determined into the sales order with the combination of requirement type, item category, and how the origin. You see the origin here, the priority basically. If 0 is maintained means it will be determined based on the material strategy, then item category and MRP type. If 1 is maintained, then item category and MRP type. 2 means like 1 only with allowed requirement type. So as of now in the system, everywhere it's configured as 0 only, and here only it's maintained as 1. Okay, so this information we can see in the table TVEPZ. So TVEPZ is the dual purpose table. This is the schedule and category determination table also. I think there is one transaction code available to define the determine the schedule and category. That is Vivo V4, I think. Yeah, sorry, not this one. It's Vivo V5. You see, in Vivo V5, we are defining this one manual scheduling category, right? This information also stored in TVEPZ only. So this information and transfer requirement, transaction wise triggering this transfer requirement type is also defined in the same table TVEPZ only. Let me note it down. That is TVEPZ. An important fields that we should remember here is that item category, that is PSTYV, and one more is that DISMM. Let me show you that. Yeah, you see here the key parameters in this table is item category PSTYV and MRP type DISMM. And same information MRP type can be seen in MARC also, DISMM. See, the MRP type available in MARC table as well. The next is the one that define procedure for each scheduling category. So it's a scheduling category default parameter determination, I think, right? This information we can see in the TVLP table. So TVLP table we can define for which scheduling category we are going to enable this one. So either we can do this config in here, or else we can do this in Vivo V6. If I double click here, see, I can do this config here, or I can do this config here also. If I go to Vivo V6, it's control of that all the parameters in scheduling category. And this path we can only control these two only, availability check and requirement assembly. So it's a TVLP table. And next one is that block quantity confirmation in the delivery blocks. So in case a delivery block is applied in the order, how system should behave? Whether system should stop confirming that confirmed quantity, or system should stop printing that item in that layout, or should stop appearing in the delivery due list. Picking goods issue can happen or not, can be decided by with help of these two nodes here: deliveries, blocking reasons and criteria. Next one is that reasons for the and scope of delivery blocks, transfer of requirement block. So this information can be seen in the table TVLS and TVLST. There are two tables are there for delivery blocks. TVLS, so here we can see the blocks, this one, the first node: order, confirmation, print, delivery due list, picking, goods issue, everything. We can see this one here. And the TVLST is the text table of the each and every delivery block. So every language wise, we can see the list of delivery blocks available, right? So DVLS and TVLST. So TVLS, TVLST, and this one is TVEP. The next one is that maintain requirements for the transfer of requirements. So we know that, right? So during creation of an order, if the order goes to credit block, then what will happen? The confirmed quantity will become zero, right? That is happening because of the this routine, a requirement routine assigned 101. If you open the source code, you see here There is a check maintaining, there is a check validation happening here. VBUK CMGST. If it is B means if the order in credit block, then remove the confirmed quantities from this order. This information we can see in the table TVFO. TVFO. Here we can see that. So here we can see that subsequent function. So which function this change should be applicable? So we have different functions are available here. You see here, 01 means requirements from sales document. 02 means purchase requests from sales document. Like this, we have many things here. And this is a requirement routine number and system form routine. For example, if I open this 101, you see the form routine is 101, and that's what we see here: routine number and system routine. The group ID here is that FO, FU. We have several group IDs are available, but let's focus as of now in the subsequent functions FO, FU. Subsequent function in the sense what will happen if that after the order is saved. So subsequent functions, right? What will happen? Credit block will be applied if anything goes wrong, and a delivery creation will happen, right? And post goods issue PR will happen, picking. These are the subsequent functions. So with help of this category FOFU, we can control that subsequent functions behavior. That's what we see here. So and next one is that again same thing. This is for maintain the requirement for the purchase and assembly orders. So in case of third party scenarios or IPO scenarios, if an order goes to credit block, then PR should not be generated. That is controlled with help of the routine 102. Okay, and same information stored in the same table TVFO. Let me note it down. Okay, I didn't note it down that one. Okay, it's a TVFO. If I open the source code of this TVFO 102 routine, you see here we have so many things are here to do the validation. Based on this only it will work. 101 and 102 routines are there. So that's it about this video, friend. If you still have any concerns or doubts means please do let me know in the comment section. I will try to answer your query. Thanks everyone then. Bye for now.